Have you ever had that feeling when everything suddenly makes sense? When everything clicks? And that made me wonder, am I actually understanding? Or is it just satisfaction? Let me explain. There are ideas that genuinely change the way I understand the world, but there are also ideas that just confirm what I previously believed, and the feeling with both is almost identical. So, how do we know whether we've actually understood something or just heard an explanation that we wanted to hear? I don't think the answer is that it feels good when you hear it, because both understanding and confirmation can feel satisfying. It's because I want to be honest with myself and be able to differentiate between the two. Carl Jung said something along the lines where if you don't become conscious of your unconscious, it will rule you. So when something actually clicks, all my experience seemed to fit together and point in the same direction. It reorganizes the way I view my mind. Real understanding doesn't just give us better arguments, it changes the way we see the world. Confirmation often feels different. It feels energizing. You want to send someone that article or win that debate. You finally have evidence for something you already believed. And there isn't necessarily anything wrong with that, but it's not the same as understanding. Emotionally satisfying explanations have a powerful pull. Sometimes they're true, sometimes they aren't. But satisfaction doesn't mean that something is true. And we have been lied to before, so who's to say that it's not to happen again? That doesn't mean it's false, but our emotions can make those explanations feel more compelling than others. A satisfying explanation is not necessarily a true explanation. Sometimes the deeper explanation involves incentives, history, human psychology, ordinary mistakes, and complexity rather than a single villain. Those explanations are often less satisfying, but they might be the truth. Assigning malice is so much more satisfying than assigning incompetence. One thing I've noticed is that understanding tends to create more questions, not fewer. It becomes less about winning and more about just understanding what's going on around me. Especially, I think, once you get to a certain point in your life and you've been wrong so many times, that there's more of a willingness to accept that this is what I believe now, but it could change based on new evidence. And that's because true understanding reveals complexity. If you've ever heard of the Dunning-Kruger effect, people tend to be much more confident in what they know when they know a lot less about something. And the more they learn about it, the more they realize they don't know. And they become less confident until they reach more of an expert level. So a difference, I can say, between confirmation and true understanding is that one feels like collecting arguments while the other feels like true understanding coming to light. That said, I don't think it's completely possible to become free of confirmation bias. I still like ideas that flatter me. I still like being right. But I will ask myself a few questions in order to try to become conscious of what my unconscious is doing. Does this idea explain things I couldn't explain before? Does it still make sense months later? Has it changed my behavior? Has it made me more curious or just more certain? Is it something I just really want to believe and I've been given an excuse or a reason to believe it? And someone who disagrees with me, what would they think in response to this? Maybe the goal isn't to become completely free of confirmation bias. Maybe it's just to notice the difference between genuine understanding and just being validated. That's a question that I'm still trying to answer. Thanks for listening.